Good morning, everyone. Thursday, January 24th, 2019. I'm being polite. It's not a good morning. It's 8 below, 50-mile-an-hour wind. And this is my third attempt at this video. I hate to admit how stupid I am on the very first one. I forgot to plug in my microphone. In my second attempt, I left out critical information. Now this is going to be the third and final attempt. It's going to be a long day. Okay, I do prepare for my videos. And we're back in, I bet you thought, Federal Reserve Bank of New York, the Big Daddy Fed. I think in this and maybe two at the most, we're going to get through this. But as I'm preparing today, I stumble across on page 19 something I missed. And this is a mystery to me too. I don't know why they did what they did. In 1933, Congress prohibited commercial banks from paying interest on checking account funds, demand deposits. At the same time, 1933, Congress gave the Federal Reserve power to set ceilings on what member commercial banks could pay in interest on time deposits. Keep in mind, in 1933, you had both monetary systems competing against each other. You had the credit system represented by banknotes, and you had the barter system represented by silver in coin form. Yes, they stole the gold, but they did leave us the silver in coin form pretty much intact until January 24th, 1968. I don't know why they did what they did. It's a total mystery to me. Why would Congress give a shit? Now, a lot happened in 1933. We went through that in a previous video. These guys like their numbers. And 33, ring any bells? 33-degree Mason? Coincidence? My opinion? Hey, I don't know. A couple other interesting numbers, dates. The second attempt at an income tax. Notice that? The second attempt at an income tax succeeded with the passage, ratification of the 16th Amendment, the Income Tax Amendment. When did that occur? 1913. I remember I said the second attempt. The first attempt by Honest Abe after the Civil War, well, he got it going. I know he died, and I don't think he was that honest, was declared unconstitutional in 1894. They had screwed the people with the greenbacks. We'll do a little story on that down the road. They had to get it back. People wanted their gold. Interesting story. 1913, 16th Amendment, Income Tax Amendment. Now, what else is significant about 1913? I'll bet it was the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. The central bank, our master's bank. Just trivia, folks. You will shine, you will razzle-dazzle the crowds at your next party. What I wanted to cover, page 25. And this is a really important concept. The Bureau of Engraving and Printing in Washington, D.C., a unit of the Treasury, is responsible for printing the nation's currency, this clever counterfeit. But its orders to print come from the 12 Federal Reserve banks, not the President or Congress. The Reserve banks, not the Treasury, determine how much currency is printed, based mainly on estimates of commercial bank and public cash demands. 2 points. The small point. You know, you could take a person with the room temp IQ +5. You could put them in this Bureau of Engraving and let them watch how they are printing sheets after sheets of these clever counterfeited notes. And it wouldn't take them long to figure out, or her, hey man, what comes off the end of these presses technically could pay for the press, the ink, the paper, and the labor. That is a pretty cool thing. And he would also notice, or she, that it doesn't take any more effort or any more cost, if you believe governments waste, collect, and spend money, to print a sheet of ones or a sheet of $100 bills. It's not bigger paper, not more ink, not more engraving. So our room temp +5 person might decide to ask a question, where do I get one of these things? But I'd ask the question, why do you have one of these things and none of us get one of those things? Why can't we have the printing press? Does it do any good to the owners of the plantation to have the slaves lay around and consume all they produce? No. Okay, the second point. Who controls the volume of money? The Federal Reserve controls the volume of money, not the President, not Congress. I'm going to have to use I'll admit it, a dumb analogy. In my little fictitious town here, I own the printing press. I create the checkbook money. I have bought everything I need because who and what can't I buy with unlimited money? I bought the education system. Gotta keep you dumb. I bought the 501(c) state churches, and they better teach what I tell them to teach, or they're going to lose their tax-exempt status, and maybe worse. I own the media, TV stations, radio, print. I got the cops and the judges in my pocket. I've got a standing army. And I'm pretty confident that I control your minds pretty well, because you are pretty heavily armed slaves out there. But I don't care. I can't seem to get those damn guns away from you. But as long as I control your mind, what do I care if you got guns? You're not going to use them. I got your mind controlled. Now I'm thinking, as good as this system is I've got before me, hey, one or two of you might get through to me, and we can't have that. You're expendable. I'm not. The last thing I own in this little fictitious town is the water tower. And because I'm such a nice guy, people, I turn the valve wide open. Irrigate your crops. Plant your gardens. Drink all you want. Small nominal fee. But what happens is you become tremendously productive, and that word gets out. And now we got more and more and more people coming to our once little small town. And a lot of these people are bottom feeders. I don't want them here in the first place. So I decide I need to shut that water tower valve down. In fact, I need to shut that thing down to a trickle. I admit, dumb analogy, but look at the power I held in my hands just by controlling the water that you need to live, that you need to be productive with. The Federal Reserve controls the water tower, people. They control the volume of money. They control where it goes, how it gets there, and who gets it. That is power. They can say, this guy succeeds, this guy fails. They got the printing press, doesn't seem to bother you. They control the volume of the money, doesn't seem to bother you. And you guys will sit back there and say, yeah, but it works. It works very well, but it doesn't work good for us. Now, real quick, I would like to not only control your mind, I would like to have predictive programming. I would like to take the quantum computers, the D-Wave computers, I'd like to put all kinds of data into there and say, what are these slaves going to do? And I want to know what they're going to do before they do it. Fantasy? No. Have you ever heard of a company called Palantir? Fox News, CNN didn't tell you about it? Fake news didn't tell you about it? Created by a grant from the CIA? Currently under contract to the Imaginary Revenue Service? What would the IRS possibly want to know about you? Are you looking forward to 5G, you computer nerdlies? Are you looking forward to the Internet of Things, IoT? How about the smart grid, smart meters, smart appliances? When you're watching your appliances, who's watching you? It's 1984, folks. It's 1984 in your face. If you don't know about this company called Palantir, let me spell that for you so you can do the Google. Palantir. Planeteer. I could tell you about it. Maybe someday I will. But it's the old saying. I can feed a man fish, you feed him for a day. I can teach you how to fish, feed you for your life. Hey, speaking of a little humor, you remember GW, President GW, that puppet? Because all presidents are puppet. They get out of line, shot rings out in Dallas. Remember his Tennessee speech where he's at the podium? They got a saying here in Tennessee, well, we got it back home in Texas too, Fool me once, shame on. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. People, we're fooled over and over and over. Okay, till next video, we'll get through this book. I promise you. Share, subscribe. See you then.